Welcome to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Now here's your host, Tim McMahon.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
Hey, it's Monday! That means it's book review day here on Less Than 12 Parsecs. As you know, I am addicted to Star Wars books. Not just novels, but coloring books, sticker books, anything that has a Star Wars logo, 2 covers, and pages, I'm into it. So every week I buy some books, and here on Monday, I share with you my recent acquisitions. 5 books this week. 2 of them you've probably seen being reviewed. I think people were looking forward to these. They are backstories on some of the characters we met in Rogue One. The first book is Guardians of the Whills by Greg Rucka, which is Baze and Chirrut, and some adventures they had. And the other one is Rebel Rising by Beth Revis, some backstory on Jyn Erso. Haven't read these yet. I look forward to them. The new Star Wars young adult books have been great. Fun adventures, and they give you just a little bit more about the characters and the universe and the new canon. Really enjoy them. I haven't read these yet, but I was surprised when I opened the package they came in. Rebel Rising is a book. I mean, it's like the Ahsoka book. It's that size. It feels like a novel. Guardians of the Whills, however, is quite smaller and thinner, so I haven't opened them up. I wonder if the reading level on this book is like a big step down from Rebel Rising. Like Rebel Rising would be good for an early teenager, and maybe Guardians of the Whills is more middle school age. I don't care. I'm going to read them anyway. I'm going to tackle Guardians of the Whills first, because Baze and Chirrut were my favorite new characters out of Rogue One. 3 other books added to the collection. Just like last week, I got another compilation trade paperback of Marvel comic books. This one is Poe Dameron, Volume 1, Black Squadron. This collects issues 1 through 6 of the Poe Dameron series. I'm enjoying this series. It has some very sci-fi-ish elements to it, some non-Star Warsy things to it, but it also has some great Star Warsy elements to it. I don't know if I'm really explaining this, but you know, sometimes you'll read a story or see a comic book or something and you'll go, that's not quite Star Wars to me. That feels more sci-fi-ish. And there's some elements of the Poe Dameron story that feel sci-fi-ish to me. But there's also some great stuff. I love the whole storyline with the prison planet, and, well, I could babble on and on. In fact, Alan Voivod and I did on the last episode of the Expanded Comicverse podcast, so check that out. Finally, 2 books. These are little kid books. And you're probably asking, hey, what's a man in his 40s buying books made for 5-year-olds? Well, they're Star Wars, and they've got great art. I love the pictures. Simple as that. The first one is Star Wars Han and the Rebel Rescue. Include stickers. It seems like all the kids' books these days come with stickers. None of the books I had as a kid came with stickers unless they were sticker books. Kids today, you're so lucky. Anyway, this is adapted by Nate Milici. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. But it's based on Smuggler's Run by Greg Rucka. That was one of the books that came out in the build-up to The Force Awakens. It was a Han and Chewie story, a young adult novel. And they've done this a lot lately. They've taken novels or parts of novels, and they've simplified them for kids' books, which is great, because these are good Star Wars stories, and little kids love Star Wars just like us old kids. So why not give them their version of that story? Really, really love the art in this book. Who did the art? I should say that since I keep talking about the art. The illustrations are by Pilot Studio, so team effort there. Some great work. And finally, the last one is, and I love these books, it's part of the World of Reading series. Disney Books does these, level 1, level 2, as your child becomes a reader, each level gets a little more complicated so they can increase their reading ability. DK does these as well. The DK books I actually like a little bit better, simply because they do hardcover versions and they look better on my shelf. Simple as that. Anyway, this one, World of Reading, Star Wars, Trouble on Tatooine. It's a level 2 book. Again, includes stickers. You kids today, you're so darn spoiled. And it is just the story of Luke on Tatooine that we see at the beginning of A New Hope. It's the story of the droid. It starts with 3PO and R2 touching down on Tatooine, going their separate ways, being captured by the Jawas, being sold to Luke and Owen, and there you go. The story, and I always find this interesting, the story ends just before Luke and Obi-Wan discover the slaughtered Jawas. So, ends on a positive note. Yay, Luke has met Obi-Wan. Yay, they're going off on an adventure. No mention of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and their crispy fried remains, so save the kids from that horror until they're at least 8 years old, right? That's what I say. So there you go, 5 books. I'll include all the links on my website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Gotta find a place for these on my shelves for my Jedi Library. Man, I'm running out of room. I need a new house. I need a whole new wing of the house just for my Star Wars library. That would be awesome. Hey, did you pick up any new Star Wars books this week? If so, I want to know. Tell me about it. Email me at 12parsecs@gmail.com or connect with me on any of my social media accounts. All the links can be found on my website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Utini!
We have hope. Rebellions are built on hope.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsecsPodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsecsPodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsecsPodcast@gmail.com.